for joining me. I wanted to show you a little journey I went on recently to a Turkish village in the Konya province, but first I thought it'd be neat to take you along on my first train ride in Turkey. Even my little Frenchie Fig joined in on the fun. And after a short bus ride, we arrived at the Izmit train station to board the YHT train, which is Turkey's version of a fast train. We got there a bit early and hung out in the station before making our way to the platform to load. Fig was allowed on the train, but we did need to purchase a ticket for her, which was 249 Turkish lira, about $9, and she stayed in her carrier the whole time, but she was a really good girl. Our tickets were a little bit more at 292 Turkish lira each, or about $10, and we actually just looked online, and now tickets are 100 lira more, just in a short period of time. And I've mentioned this in other videos, but inflation in Turkey has been out of control for some time. Even gas prices have doubled in just a few short months. And living in the US most of my life, inflation like this is something that never even crossed my mind. And although it's become a topic of conversation more recently, it really does pale in comparison to what Turks experience regularly. The train was coming from nearby Istanbul, and it started to fill up rather quickly as we boarded. Seats were selected beforehand though, so there wasn't really a worry about not having room. However, the luggage holds at either end of the cars were, in true Turkish fashion, complete chaos. The train took us from Izmit to Konya and was just under 3.5 hours long. The drive between Izmit and Konya is about 6 hours, so it was certainly quicker by train. The route and speeds were indicated on some screens throughout the train cars, and I noticed at its fastest we were going about 250 kilometers an hour, or about 155 miles per hour. Of course, there are bathrooms on the train, and I checked out one just to see how it compared to others that I've been on, and I'd give it a B. It wasn't horrible, but my expectations for train bathrooms are also pretty low to begin with, so there's that. There was a food car on the train, but I bought a little sandwich and drink at the train station before we left, so I didn't get anything on board. I did notice that hot tea seemed to be a popular drink, though. After a smooth ride, we finally arrived in Konya. Konya is centrally located in Turkey, and it's known for its agriculture. I sort of think of it as the Midwest of Turkey. We took Fig out of her carrier right away so she could stretch her little legs, and then she went outside for a quick potty break before my in-laws arrived to pick us up, and Fig was very happy to see her grandma. My husband's family has a house in a village in the Konya province, although it's still a couple hours drive from the main city of Konya, and my in-laws don't live there permanently, but they do go to stay there for extended periods of time. It's where they grew up and feel comfortable, and although their village isn't as lively as it was when they were young, they still enjoy the quiet of village life compared to city life. In many ways, a small Turkish village is similar to a small town in the US, but instead of the little church, there's a mosque, and rather than the local bar, there's a tea house where mostly older men gather to discuss the politics of the day. Some of the houses here are made with older techniques, like exteriors made of clay and hay or other fibrous material, and roofs made of straw and mud. By US standards, the village may look a bit unkempt, but it seems that people don't care about the exterior appearance as much. Grass lawns aren't really a thing here. Instead, weeds and flowers are usually just left to grow wild. I never see lawnmowers in Turkey, and really have only seen the municipality weed whacking the sidewalks and parks, but even then, it's maybe done once a month, maybe? I think my upbringing makes me like well-kept lawns instead, but to each their own. My mother-in-law is always busy making food, but on this evening she was just making some side dishes to go with our main dish of etli ekmek. Etli ekmek is a Konya specialty, and it just means meat with bread, and I suppose you could compare it to pizza or flatbread. And while you could make it completely at home, many people, like my in-laws, take their ingredients to a place that makes it for you. So you just bring in your meat and your veggies to this restaurant, and then they use their wood-burning brick oven to create the etli ekmek for you, since these ovens are often too large for in-home use. Etli ekmek is a special treat to have, sort of like getting takeout pizza on a Friday night. The meal was enjoyed while sitting on the floor. Growing up in the US, this was not something I ever encountered, but older generations in Turkey especially are used to this style of dining. Along with some lentil soup, salad, and fried eggplant, there was also some ayran, which is a salty yogurt drink. I don't have an appetite for ayran as much as I've tried to, so I just stuck with some trusty Pepsi. Life is certainly slower in the village, but one thing my in-laws and their family enjoy to keep themselves busy is gardening. Almost everyone has a garden, even if it's small. My husband's aunt has a really large one, and we had a full tour. She's growing everything under the sun, but she does admit it takes a lot of work. His aunt is even growing poppies, and poppy seeds are fairly popular to use in different dishes in Turkey, but since poppies are also used in the production of opioids, you are regulated with how many you can grow. One thing I enjoy about visiting Turks with a garden is that they will almost always never let you leave without a bag full of garden fresh goodies. We also visited another one of my husband's aunts that lives nearby, and they were busy picking cherries. They were overwhelmed with how many cherries their trees produced. Konya is actually known for its cherry production, and often many of its best cherries are exported to European countries. I hope you enjoyed getting a glimpse into what a traditional Turkish village looks like. If you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate your time. Until next time, thanks!